Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the English with Narayana channel.
Great to be here.
Today, we're talking about something, well, pretty important if you're learning English and maybe looking for a job.
Yes, the job interview
Yeah,
in English.
exactly. How to get ready for it, especially if your English is maybe around that B1 or B2 level. We want to share some simple steps, ways to help you feel more confident.
That's right. Think about it. You've got this important interview lined up. You really want to make a good impression. Your English is part of that.
Totally. So we're hoping to give you some, practical tips to feel prepared, maybe feel a little less nervous.
Hopefully. Nerves are normal, though.
Oh, for sure. Actually, that's a good point. What things tend to make you, our listeners, feel a bit worried before an interview? Is it the questions, the English part?
Yeah, we're curious. Let us know your thoughts. Maybe drop a comment below the video.
Please do. Okay, so while you're thinking about that, where should we start? I guess before you even get to the interview.
Right. Understanding the company and the job itself. Why is that so crucial, do you think?
Well, it seems obvious, but it's easy to skip, isn't it? If you know about them, you understand what they need, what they care about. And it shows them you're serious, right? That you bothered to look them up.
Yeah.
Shows you actually care about this specific job.
Exactly.
Mm.
It's about showing genuine interest.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're doing this research, what kind of things should people look for?
Good question. Definitely their mission,
Here.
What are they trying to achieve?
Right.
And their values. What's important to them as a company, maybe what their big goals are, and of course, understand the job role inside out.
And any recent news?
Yeah.
That can be really useful.
Oh, yeah, good one. Like if they've just launched something new. Have our listeners ever found something really useful when researching a company? Tell us.
Yeah. And you can actually use this info in the interview. Like, here's a simple way you could phrase it. You could say something like, I saw on your website that your company focuses on mention a value, like innovation. My skills, and mention your skill, like problem solving, could really help with that.
Oh, I like that. It connects you directly to them. It's smart. Shows you've thought about it.
Exactly. It's tailored.
Okay, so research done.
Right.
Now you're in the interview room or, on the video call. And that first question often hits. Tell me about yourself.
Yeah, that one can feel a bit big. But the key is keep it short. Keep it professional.
Right. Not your life story.
No, definitely not. Think of it like a quick work-focused intro.
So how do you structure that? Is there a simple plan?
Yeah, we can break it down. First, just your name and maybe how many years of experience you have and in what field.
Okay.
Like, I'm your name and I have, say, 3 years of experience in customer service. Simple.
Got it. Name, experience, what's next?
Then, mention your previous role or company briefly and highlight a key skill you learned or used there. I worked as a previous job title at Company X, where I got really good at mention a skill, like communication.
Okay, that makes sense. Connects experience to skills. Then,
Maybe mention what you enjoy about your work or what you're good at. Something like, I really enjoy your field, especially a specific task. Shows a bit of passion.
right. Shows what drives you. And finally,
Link it back to this job. Why are you interested? I'm excited about this opportunity because give a reason related to this job or this company.
okay, let's try putting that all together. Say, Anna, applying for a customer support role. How would that sound?
Okay, let's see. I'm Anna, and I have 3 years of experience in customer support. I previously worked at XYZ Company as a customer service rep, where I really developed my communication and problem-solving skills. I genuinely enjoy helping customers find solutions. I'm particularly interested in this role because I admire how your company focuses on innovation and customer care.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. It's clear, professional, covers the bases. Good example for B1, B2 level, I think.
Right, simple language, clear structure.
Okay, so intro done. Then come the questions, the interviewer's questions. And a lot of interviews tend to ask similar things, right?
They really do. So practicing common questions is, well, super helpful.
Definitely. Like, what about the classic? Why do you want to work here? How do you answer that simply but effectively?
Again, link it back to your research. Mention something specific you like about the company.
So maybe.
Well, I really admire a company name's commitment to mention a company goal or value. I also like the collaborative environment I've read about, and I feel my skills and your skill align well with what you're looking for.
Nice. Shows you thought about the fit. Okay, another common one. What are your strengths? How do you answer that without just sounding, boastful?
Yeah, you need evidence. Don't just say, I'm hardworking.
Right.
Try something like, I'd say I'm quite positive adjective, like organized. I'm good at specific skill, like managing schedules. For instance, in my last role, I give a brief, concrete example.
Could you give a quick example of that?
Sure. I'm quite organized. I enjoy keeping track of details. At my previous job, I managed the team's project calendar, which helped us improve our on-time delivery rate by about 15%.
Ah, using a number. That makes it more concrete. Good tip. Okay, listeners, what's one of your strengths? Maybe think about it. Jot it down in the comments.
Yeah. Now, the flip side, the one people often dread, what are your weaknesses? How do you tackle that?
Oh yeah, a tricky one. Honesty, right? But also positivity.
Exactly. Be honest about a real minor weakness, but immediately follow up with how you're working on it.
So the structure is like,
Well, sometimes I find mention a weakness like public speaking a bit challenging, but I'm actively working on improving by mention and action, like taking an online course or practicing.
can you give an example for that one too?
Okay. Sometimes I get a little nervous presenting to large groups, but I've actually been watching some online tutorials and practicing with smaller groups to build my confidence. Shows self-awareness and proactivity.
Yeah, that sounds much better than I work too hard.
Definitely avoid that one.
Okay, another type of question is about problem solving, like, tell me about a time you solved a problem.
Right. The STAR method is useful here, but even simpler. Just describe the situation, what you did, and the result.
So, like,
Well, in my last role, we faced an issue with briefly state the problem. My approach was to explain your action simply. As a result, mention the positive outcome.
got an example.
Sure. We were experiencing delays in getting supplies delivered. I contacted the supplier directly, discussed the issue, and we worked out a revised delivery schedule. This meant we got back on track within a week. Simple, clear, action-oriented.
These are really practical examples. Okay, shifting gears a bit. Let's talk about the English itself. For B1, B2 learners, what's the main goal during the interview, speaking-wise?
Clarity. Absolutely clarity over complexity.
Right. Don't try to use super fancy words you're unsure about.
Exactly. Use the English you know well. Simple, correct sentences are much better than complex ones with mistakes.
And how can people practice that clarity?
Practice speaking your answers out loud. Maybe record yourself on your phone.
Oh, good idea. Listen back.
Yeah. Does it sound clear? Is your grammar generally okay? And importantly, check your speed.
Don't talk too fast. I know I do that when I'm nervous.
It's common. Slow down a little. It's perfectly okay to pause for a second to think before you answer. It shows you're considering the question.
Right, a pause is better than rambling unclearly. Good advice. So, clear, simple, practiced English. Got it. Now, usually near the end, the tables turn.
Ah, yes. Do you have any questions for us?
You must have questions right. Saying no looks bad.
It can definitely seem like you're not that interested. Always try to have at least 2 prepared. It shows you're engaged and you've thought about the role seriously.
So what are some good, simple questions someone could ask? Especially keeping the B1, B2 level in mind.
Okay, how about, could you tell me a bit more about the team I would be working with?
Yeah, that's a good one. Shows interest in colleagues.
Or, what does success look like in this role? What would make someone perform well here?
Ooh, I like that. Shows you're focused on doing a good job.
And a practical one. What are the next steps in the interview process?
Always good to know. Okay, those are great examples. Simple but insightful. Right. Any final quick tips for our listeners heading into an interview?
Yes, definitely. First, practice, practice, practice. Say your answers out loud.
Can't say that enough.
Hmm.
What else? Oh, how you look. Dress professionally.
Hmm.
Even online, right?
Absolutely. It affects your mindset too. And be punctual. Log in a few minutes early for online interviews. Arrive 5–10 minutes early if it's in person.
Good point. And body language. Sit up, make eye contact, try to smile naturally. Show you're engaged.
Yes. And maybe the most important, try to stay calm. Take a breath before answering if you need to. Believe in yourself. You've prepared.
Great advice. So let's quickly recap the main things.
Okay. Research the company and job. Tell me about yourself. Practice common questions using simple, clear English.
Speak clearly, not too fast. Have your questions ready.
And those final tips. Practice, dress well, be on time, use positive body language, and try to stay calm.
Perfect. Remember, even if your English isn't perfect yet, being well prepared makes a huge difference. It really shows.
It absolutely does. We really hope these tips help you feel more confident for your next interview in English.
Definitely. And hey, if you found this useful and you want more English learning tips and practice, please do subscribe to the English with Narayana channel.
Yeah, we've got lots of resources to help you improve.
And listening to conversations like this, it's actually a great way to improve your listening and pick up vocabulary naturally. So keep listening.
In practicing.
We wish you the very best of luck with any upcoming interviews. Thanks for tuning in.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye for now.